Hello and welcome back to Rajdi Coaching. Today's video I'll talk to you about dealing with workplace bullying. Threats, harassment, exclusion, tantrum, public humiliation, verbal abuse, screaming, insult and other bad behaviors. These are what you may be experiencing at work, and in effect, if you are, then you may be a victim of workplace bullying. I have worked in many top companies in Europe, America and in the Indian Ocean, and I have seen many cases of bullying. In fact, bullying is a problem that affects a high percentage of employees, many of whom suffer in silence instead of reporting the matter to. If you are finding it quite hard or maybe regularly afraid to wake up in the morning to go to work, and that's the case, then you may be suffering from some sort of workplace bullying. The effect of bullying is mostly psychological in nature, but workplace bullying may also go unnoticed by managers or supervisors who haven't got the efficient management skills. According to Wikipedia, bullying is defined as an act of repeated aggressive behavior in order to intentionally hurt another person, physically or mentally. Bullying is characterized as an individual behaving in a certain way to gain power over another person. I'm going to talk to you about some scenarios now. Let's look at two scenarios. Okay, so the first one, your boss calls you in for a meeting without any prior notice and justifies it as an urgent meeting. There is no formal agenda, and at the start he announces that the meeting has been called to discuss work issues. During the meeting, your boss, without any apparent reason, criticizes you openly, calling you all sorts of names, humiliating you in front of your colleagues, even labeled you as incompetent, belittling you in front of your fellow employees. Usually a meeting is meant for discussing issues, and after discussion a decision is reached. If the decision has already been taken by your boss and the meeting is just a platform to intentionally hurt you, then it may be bullying. Here's the other scenario. Your boss calls you in his office and shouts at you at top of his voice, very aggressively in a threatening manner. Now, every often your boss passes offensive remarks on your performance in front of other people. This is clearly not a constructive criticism. All these may be synonymous to bullying. Scenarios like these can be found in many organizations, not just yours. Workplace bullying can be subtle and hard to detect through being very obvious to bystanders, with scales of behaviors such as falsely accusing you of mistakes that perhaps you've never done, deliberately and intentionally ignoring you, repeatedly making remarks that are hurtful to you or personal attacks on your person, making fun of your work or you as a person, including your gender, sexuality, race, culture and religion. Physically attacking or threatening you with equipment, knives, guns or other objects nearby. Sexual harassment, particularly behaviors like unwelcome touching, sexual explicit comments or other sexual innuendos. Pushing, tripping, shoving you in the workplace, yelling at you in front of other employees, customers, or generally in public places, belittling you or comments made about your performance during meetings, purposefully excluding you from projects, meetings, or targeting you on a personal attribute, intimidating you, making you feel less important and undervalued, deliberately changing your working hours or schedule to make you feel stressed and more difficult for you. No matter how you look at it, workplace bullying is never acceptable. If employees are victims of workplace bullying, they might display attributes such as being less active or successful, being less confident in their work, feeling scared, stressed, anxious or depressed, having their personal life affected, like their studies, relationship, home life, wanting to stay away from work as much as possible, calling in sick all the time, feeling like they can't trust their managers or people around them where they work, lack of confidence in themselves, and a feeling of unhappiness about themselves or their work. Post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. I've made a video about this before, and the link about PTSD is in the comment box below. Have physical signs of stress like headache, panic attack, backache, sleeping problems, or general self-confidence problem. These symptoms can become worse and end up having a severe long-term effect unless the workplace bullying is addressed immediately. There are a number of effective methods to deal with workplace bullying. I would encourage you to understand the different methods you can use to stamp out bullying in the workplace before it gets worse. If you feel safe and confident, you can approach the person who's bullying you in private and tell them how you feel, and tell them that their behavior is unwanted and unacceptable. If you're not sure how to approach them, you might be able to get advice from your colleague or senior managers. In your workplace, there may be processes in place for making complaints and resolving disputes, which might include a warning requiring the bully to attend counseling, mediation process, or even firing the bully if the situation continues. The person to talk to might be your supervisor, your manager, or a HR officer. It would be a good practice for you to check if your employer has a workplace bullying policy and complaints procedure. Check your contract of employment. There may be something in there that may direct your manager or other senior staff on how they may be able to help you. If your direct manager doesn't have it, it's likely that your HR department will, so check with them further. If the bullying is serious and if the situation has not changed after complaining to your manager, or if there is nobody in your workplace that you could talk to, and if you're not feeling safe to talk to anyone at place, you should obtain information and advice from government or legal representative in your area. The last thing you want to do is not tell anyone and suffer in silence. There may be something you could do to help yourself in the legal side of it. If all else fails, you may put forward a grievance procedure against the person who is bullying you. Because treatment by workplace bullies can be destructive to employees and companies, many companies around the world have a zero tolerance policy towards workplace bullying. In these companies, if an employee is being bullied, he or she needs to document the bullying and present the problems to the proper person in the company, usually someone in the HR department or upper management. Good companies with good anti-bullying policies usually hold meetings from time to time to remind employees what workplace bullying is and how to report it, and the consequences of bullying if somebody is bullying other members of staff. Employees need to be reminded that there are things they can do and people who they can turn to for help. Every employee has the right to be in a safe working environment, free from violence, harassment and bullying. Employees need to be aware of what they can do to put forward a grievance procedure and how to go about putting a grievance procedure towards the bully, and take matters further should their immediate line managers or their supervisor not act promptly. It may happen so that you witness somebody being bullied in your workplace. You need to remember that we all have a moral responsibility to create a positive, safe place for everyone to work. So if you see someone being bullied in your workplace, or someone who's experiencing harassment, you can tell them about the step they can do to solve the issues, solve the problem. Don't just stand there in silence, just like the victim. Silence is very important, yes, but not when it comes to being bullied at work or being harassed. Speak out as soon as you can and get the issue sorted before it goes further and takes a toll in your professional and personal life. Keeping silence when someone else is being bullied, you're witnessing it, is not a good thing to do. Tomorrow, if the bully gets fed up with bullying that person, you could be the next person being bullied. So take action straight away. Help your colleagues get away from these issues of bullying. Who knows? The bully may get a transfer or get fired. Everybody will live happily ever after. It's not a problem that you need to keep silence about. Bullying can affect anybody and everybody. Sometimes it could happen to you if you get a promotion and go to another department. So don't keep quiet. Speak about it. Speak up. Bullying shouldn't be tolerated at work or anywhere else. I hope this video can help you. Please do like my videos and please do like my Facebook page, Raj Coaching. Please share with your friends and family. Thank you very much. Take care now. Bye-bye.